So today I'm going to be working on redoing the shelves like I mentioned in the video where I did the carpets. And like I don't know why I feel like I just need to do it now. Anyway, we're going to get it done. Before I jumped into the day though, I wanted to just talk or share an encouraging word for anyone who may feel stuck in life. I had this experience at one point in my 20s where I was connected with a person who was really, really unhealthy for me. They kind of set themselves up as a mentor in my life, and they knew about prophecy and knew things about the word I didn't know, and I was just completely duped. I mean, completely. They cut me off from my family, cut me off from my friends, made themselves the voice of authority, and I was just too young, too naive, too trusting, too immature, in some ways too prideful to even realize it. So at one point though, still because I still walked with the Lord, just needed to mature in the Lord. I realized that I felt stuck and trapped and enslaved to this person's emotions, their feelings, their whims, because I stayed with them and their family. And there were outs that I had that I didn't see because of the hard place that I was in. Now that was a hard place that I got myself into, but sometimes you find yourself in a hard place that is not your fault. And if you do, there's a way out. There is a solution that's not detrimental. That's not, it may feel like it's detrimental. It may feel like, I could never go home to my parents, or I could never ask this friend for help. But because I was in such a broken place and my mind had been warped, I was like, God, I don't have a way out. I didn't think I could tell my friends, and none of my friends would let me stay with them. I had two loving parents who were only a 4-hour drive away. I could have quit my job and my stuff where I was and gone back home, but I didn't see it. But even though I didn't see it, the Lord got me to this place where I saw the broken place I was in, and I told God, I feel trapped. I'm trapped, Lord. I don't know what to do. So if you can I repent of idolizing this person over you. And I said, Lord, I know it's wrong. I know that me not making any moves or changes is wrong because I'm fearful of them, but I know you will forgive me, and I don't know what they'll do to me. It was a really scary place. But when I prayed that prayer, it took about 1.5 years in my particular situation, but slowly but surely, God broke me free from what had to happen in my case, looking back, because it was such an emotional tie, is that he had to break the tie little by little to preserve me so I didn't fall apart. And then I started to see this job at this place that I didn't even see the job. I would say, I just want to live in this place. I see this nice apartment. It's very similar to my friend Cara's apartment. I admired her so much. I really feel like the Lord put her in my life as a single black female who was established, so I would get a picture of where I could go, because that was where he was taking me, and I needed to see that it was possible, because I needed hope. So thank you, Cara. I love you. And she would have me over and feed me, and I would go to her apartment and chill and sleep, and we would talk. She's definitely a lifesaver. I'm tearing up. So anyway, and then I was like, I want to use my degree, to have a degree in Spanish. I was like, I want to work to serve the kingdom, but I don't want to work in a church. And I just would say it over and over and over and over and over again. And that started to happen after the prayer I prayed about the Lord getting me out of the terrible situation I was in. And when he got me out of the terrible situation, he moved me into the job and the apartment that I was seeing in the spirit and didn't even know. And I didn't operate in prophecy like that at the time. I didn't operate in visions and things, but I didn't know about that stuff. So without knowing about prophecy and visions and deeper spiritual walk, the Lord just put this thing in my heart, and I just was compelled to repeat it. I remember one time hanging out with a couple of friends. We did a semi-failed backyard barbecue. We tried to roast stuff over a fire and didn't know how to make one. Lavanya and Angela. And I remember sitting on a couch talking to them after we'd eaten and just crying, saying it. And they were so encouraging and so loving. And then here I am, 10 years later, and living the dream I thought I could never have. It's okay if you're trapped and you're trying to figure out a way out, even if you're in a bed of your own making. David said, even if I make my bed in Sheol, you are there with me. He's not afraid of your broken places. He's not afraid of your hurt spaces. God is more than able to handle it because he is the Lord over all, and he is infinitely resourceful. You know, the way I walk with the Lord, I don't feel always consistent. I'm not always very disciplined the way that I want to be, but I talk to him and I trust him mostly, and I'm growing in trust for him, and I keep coming back. It's taken time, but I keep coming back to him, and really because he keeps pulling me back to him, and I gave him permission once to keep pulling me and to keep drawing me. So give the Lord permission to shift your life. Give him permission to set you free, and trust that the moves that he makes to do it are him. And if you're not sure that it's him, ask him to make it clear that it's him. He's God. Okay? That is all. I hope that you enjoyed that and it helped you or spoke to you, or maybe even gave you a way to pray for someone that you know who's in that situation. Almost talked over the coffee. All right, definitely. I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I will see you in the next video.